Dragon Quest, even though I did not play any Dragon Quest as a kid, everything about Dragon Quest is weirdly nostalgic. Like, this music kicks up, and I am brought back to my childhood.
It also demonetized the video.
It did, yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Dragon Quest 1.
The first.
The very first one. Obviously, this is the Switch port, which is a port of the cell phone games, which is based off of the original SNES game, which is obviously based off the original 1986 version of Dragon Quest, all the way back then.
So it's a port of a port of a port of a port of a port, but...
Yeah, it's basically the original game, just somewhat nicer looking. We'll get into that.
Yeah, it is not the original NES version, for sure, but... And don't be scared by, like, phone port or whatever, either. This is just the original Dragon Quest. It has been... There have been some minor changes, mostly quality of life and bug fixes.
Yeah.
Graphics have been updated, but, like, that's it. It's Dragon Quest.
It's pretty much almost a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
Outside of that stuff.
So, this is being done to pay the respects of the great Akira Toriyama, who revolutionized the manga industry, not just with Dragon Ball, but like Dr. Slump and Dragon Quest. The manga and anime industry and game industry as a whole would be drastically different without him.
Oh, there's so much that's just like... You look back and like so many people are like, oh, I like this thing. I'm gonna use that as a, like, continuation of everything. And it's just like, man, it is so sad to know that he's gone now. If you have... And I want it to be more reminiscing happy about his work throughout this game than anything. But if you read Yuji Horii Note letter about his passing, it is the saddest thing ever, because unfortunately Sugiyama, Koichi Sugiyama, who asterisk through every time I mention him, trust me, you look him up, you'll go like, oh, I can understand why asterisk the whole time. He passed away not too long ago, but he was like 90.
He's the music guy, right?
He's the music, the one we're listening to.
I'm almost grateful. That's a horrible thing to say, which is why I say almost.
Yeah, and he had somebody he was teaching, and they seem to be a lot better. But
thank heavens.
He was 90 when he passed, so it's definitely one of those he lived a life, kind of thing. Toriyama was 68, which is not old, which is not young, but it's also not that old.
Like, he still had decades ahead of him.
But the thing is you read Yuji Horii's letter, and it has this tint of utter sadness of he's the last one of those three around now. And it seemed like he was like, I should have been the next one. Why did Toriyama have to go before me? I was supposed to be the next one. And it's like, that's how much he touched them, that Yuji Horii, the guy who's basically responsible for an entire genre being created, just had this feeling of, I should have been the next one. That's not fair.
So, Dragon Quest 1, the first. This brought us JRPGs as we know them, and, of course, probably modeled after D&D.
Oh, it's Wizardry and Ultima.
Yeah.
Which obviously work from D&D.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Everything comes back to D&D.
You would be surprised how much there was an actual big RPG following in Japan, but since RPGs were mostly on computers, it was kind of one of those things. But Yuji Horii had, like, what's this? Serial Murder of Port something? They recently made a game for it. It didn't go a remake for it. It didn't go as well for other reasons. But it was a visual novel on the Famicom over there, and it has the systems that work for Dragon Quest redefined a little bit. And he went like, "Oh, I can do this and bring over the RPG stuff to the consoles," because for the most part, console RPGs weren't a thing. Like,
Yeah.
when we say this is one of the first, it's like we mean this is one of the first as we know it.
I mean, systems weren't powerful enough before then.
That's
Like
why they were
before
mostly
the NES?
yeah. That's
Like
why,
they couldn't.
that's why they were mostly confined to computers, because the computers were the powerful ones that could handle them.
So we're gonna see where it all began and play us some Dragon Quest. Now, Dragon Quest, you've actually seen Dragon Quest in a couple forms on this channel so far, but if you watch Dragon Quest Builders, an amount of this may seem familiar. Venture forth! Create a new adventure log. Well, that's what we're doing, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Yes, that one.
So you're gonna name your character. Here's the thing that's funny. In this game, specifically this game only, your name determines your stats.
Oh. That's weird.
So, depending on what you name your character, you get different stat growths. And
So if I just go like, then I get all strength.
I have no idea what the specific things are, but...
Going with the meta name.
Well, the meta name is to name yourself Lodo, and you get the best stats,
Lodo?
because Lodo is the hero in this. In the Japanese version, Erdrick is known as Lodo.
So like L-O-D-O?
L-O-T-O.
T-O.
Loto. Yeah. That's the meta name, because that gets you the best stats. I don't know if Erdrick works in that same sense, but it's just like...
I can fit Erdrick.
You could. The original, I don't...
Isn't his name canonically Erdrick?
It's Loto in the Japanese version. It's Erdrick in our version.
Okay.
But yeah, you name yourself whatever you want, and you just get stats for it. But
Okay, so to be clear, canonically, Erdrick in the States,
yes,
or Erdrick in English, is his canonical name. And usually, if a character has a canonical name, I like to give them their canonical name.
this character does not have a canonical name. None of the heroes have canonical names. I know Dragon Quest IV had Solo, but that's just more like...
No, I mean, isn't there like a friggin' Erdrick sword or whatever is a thing that comes up later on, though?
Yes, but that's the ancestor.
Okay, that's not this character.
That's not this character.
Okay.
This character is blank slate, name him whatever you want.
Okay.
It's
so,
just that's just the meta joke, is like if you want the best stats, you name them Loto after their ancestor.
Okay. So, in that case, usually, if the character has a canonical name, I prefer going with the canonical name. Because it always feels weird to me to, like, make up a name for a character when they're an established character.
Yeah, you see that throughout all our playthroughs, like Earthbound, Chrono Trigger. If they had canonical names, stick with them.
If they don't have a canonical name, I usually name the character Mage. M-A-J-E-H. Because it always felt like just otherworldly enough to fit as a character in most games. So I feel like normally I would go that here. But I'm feeling Tofu.
That's fine.
And I think I'm feeling Tofu because we're just a tiny little sprite running around all the time.
Also, I hate to say it, it works perfectly with Toriyama's naming scheme of just going like, this character's named after Tofu now.
Vegetables.
Yep.
Got a whole race of vegetables. Message speed.
You want 1, because 1's the fastest. Yeah, it's strange. You think 8 would be the
Oh,
fastest.
yeah, it says
but
fast right below it.
Yeah,
so
literally
I'm not even
says-
looking like a half inch below where I just see big number mean good. Okay, 1. Let's go. Sound. Loud. Loud. I can turn down the TV volume if I need to.
Tofu, scion of the bloodline of Erdrick, hero of legend, long have I waited thy coming. In days of yore, thy revered ancestor did receive of the almighty goddess the sphere of light. By its power was our world rid of the menace which did beset it. You'll never get a game about it, don't ask.
Man, I want a game about it.
You'll never get a game about it. Don't look at the third game, we won't worry about that yet. Yet, alas, some few years past there did arise a new threat, the Dragon Lord.
Lord of Dragons.
Chancellor, if I want you to add into my speech, I'll let you know. With his cunning, he did steal away the sphere of light from us, plunging the land into darkness once more. Should this state of affairs be suffered to continue, the night must surely take unrelenting hold, and our realm perish. We've never suffered this before, ever. Don't look into any other games in the series. So I say unto thee, Tofu of the bloodline of here. Hold on. That says Tofu right here.
I'm a tofu.
Of the hero of heroes, vanquish the accursed Dragon Lord and reclaim the sphere of light. In the chest over yonder wilt thou find items to aid thee in thy quest. Take what thou wilt with my blessing. Yes, in the original NES translation, we did get the ye old English in this whole thing, and they have kept it through the entirety of the Air trilogy.
In the chain of ports of this game, at one point they did, like, retranslate the game and remove it.
It was the Game Boy Color version.
Yeah. But they brought it back.
Yeah.
They went back and said, no, we're keeping that.
I think the funny thing is, like, even if you do Dragon Quest II, I think they only keep it for the Aelfgard area. So, like, even if you're around everywhere else, everyone else talks differently. But once you hit Aelfgard again, it's like, welcome to ye old Aelfgard. And you're like, oh, I'm back.
I always liked in 4 how they all spoke with different accents.
Yeah, they started that with the 4 remake, and I'm like, you know what? I know people get annoyed, but I like it because it makes the world feel bigger. Because, like, not everyone goes like, oh, yeah, we speak the English over here. It's like, we speak the English, but we got Russian letters in here because this is supposed to be Russian all of a sudden.
I just like Alina. She's alright.
Yeah, Sarvina and Lena, I can see the figure over there. I think I bought you that one for Christmas. Yeah, I keep remembering that.
And she stays right there, blessing all my crits as I play.
Her and, you know what? Crossover with Metroid. Her and Samus, they kick ass.
There we go.
Partake thee also of the wisdom of those loyal subjects gathered here in my throne room. Doubt not but that their wisdom will serve thee as well as any shield. May the goddess guide thee to victory, and return thee unto us ere long, brave... Yeah, brave Tofu. Alright, brave Tofu, go.
I'm a tofu. Oh, I'm tall. I don't like it.
Yeah, I think it was the one thing people did not care for this, is that the backgrounds, I think, are straight rips from the Super NES version.
Yeah,
but
very tile-based.
But they had to update the character sprites to fit more on the phone. And it's definitely one of those, like, it stands out a lot more than I think people care for. But I was also like, I'm playing Dragon Quest, what am I going to complain about?
I'm sure I'll get used to it. I feel like if they were one tile high, that would be too short. But I feel like it's a bit much where they are.
Yeah, I think that's the problem, is they don't really fit on the tiles.
You need like a tile and a quarter. And then, like he fits. Stop with that pixel reaching out the side of the... pixel or two reaching out the side of the tile. That's wrong.
Yeah, he fits on the tile. You know where he's at on the tile, but it's also like, something about it is just a wee bit too big.
Heck yeah.
Almost a little too chibi-esque.
Okay, so in the original Dragon Quest, don't play the original Dragon Quest. It's very obfuscated and weird.
It's very old.
Yeah, so for one, you didn't really have a facing direction.
Oh my god, the original Famicom version.
You always faced at the camera.
Yeah.
No matter what.
You had if you hit A real quick, in the menu here, you had an option for speaking to people. Now you just go up to people and you hit A, you speak automatically.
Yeah, you had to walk up to them and then, like, okay, now let me open the menu and choose speak.
Speak, but it also went like, speak in what direction? North, south, east, or west?
Yeah, you want to open the chest? Okay, move in front of it. Open the menu. Oh, I didn't even have to be facing it.
No, you
open
didn't.
Yeah, stand in front of the chest, open the menu, choose interact or open or whatever.
Check.
And, yeah, check above.
Yeah. What luck? A torch.
My pants are on fire!
I not like the torch. You got a magic key.
Heck yeah.
It's the only way you'd get out of this room, because keys are one use only in this game.
Welp. Thou shalt by now have found a magic key. Use the key to open the yonder door. Lose it forever. Yet use it thou must. Why do you guys keep locking the door? Where do you get these keys from to keep locking the door?
To the east of the castle lieth a sizable settlement.
Cool.
Therein shalt thou find establishments offering weapons and armor which will serve thee well upon the battlefield. Shouldest thou ever come to harm in battle, lie thy head to rest. Is it lay?
Lay. I'd
Lay
say
the-
lay.
Lay thy head to rest at the inn. Thy wounds will be healed ere thou wakest. What'd the Chancellor say?
Yeah, I didn't talk to you.
Oh, yeah, we don't know.
Oh, no, I don't know
Princess
crap.
Gwendolyn. Well, yeah, daughter. Oh no, she was somehow kidnapped.
Oh no.
I mean,
Okay.
thankfully that door is going to be open forever now.
Thank heavens.
Also, you want to know how really old the NES Dragon Quest used to be? It used to have a stairs option.
Yeah, you'd have to walk over the stairs and then choose stairs from the menu.
Yeah,
I do not like the character sprites.
yeah,
They're not the same pixel resolution as the back. That's what bothers me most.
yeah.
They could be literally the same size if they were the same pixel resolution as the background. What cheap bull crap is that?
I think, honestly, the phone version probably holds off a little better because it's a phone.
Yeah, like, you probably can't tell as much.
But then again, like I said, at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's weird and kind of off-putting, but it's also like, I'm playing Dragon Quest again after so long.
Yeah, I feel like I'd have to look down, like, a chain of ports to find which one is the version that I would most prefer playing. Which is usually, like, as close as I can get to the original, but also, like, not be crappy.
Probably be the SNES version, but you'd have to get a translation patch for that.
Yeah. Probably exists, something as big as Dragon Quest.
Yeah, it exists.
Got a lot of people in here. Gotta talk to them people. I have heard no rumors. I was literally birthed into this world like 5 minutes ago. Oh no.
A town destroyed by marauding monsters. I bet we'll never see that town at all.
Let me in.
You don't have any keys.
Why did you lock the door with a disposable key?
So leveling
Gotta go-
up, basically.
Gotta go level up. Can I go?
Yeah,
Okay,
you
I can.
can.
I can go that far. What kind of world is this?
What kind of world is this where the keys destroy automatically after you open up the door?
And every door has to be opened with a key. You can't just close a door and not lock it.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, how do people exist in the places behind the door?
How'd
Did
you
they
get
just-
in? How'd you get in there? That guy's just locked in there. That's the problem.
Well,
He's just waiting for somebody to show up with a key to let him out. Oh, thank heavens! I missed lunch. Something else to keep in mind. Earthbound.
mm-hmm.
Heavily, heavily influenced by Dragon Quest.
Oh yeah, it's just basically like...
It's like...
I look at the original Mother 1 Earthbound Beginnings, I look at that and go like, he definitely thought about this. He refills your MP every time. He definitely came up with this. Don't forget to check those jars there. I think you can check in this version.
Heck yeah.
I look at that and go like, he just based... This was around the time Dragon Quest II was made. Because I know that layout is 100% Dragon Quest II.
And, like, mechanically, it handles just the same. And just the thought of, like, oh, you have to open the menu to talk to someone. Earthbound, you open the menu, there's an option to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Thankfully, in Earthbound, they made it, I think, the L button.
It's one of those weird
It's
buttons.
it just does whatever contextually matters in front of you. If it's
Yeah.
checking something, it checks it. If it's a person, you talk to them.
I'm not going
But
to...
if you want to, you can just open the menu and go down to check when you look at something.
I'm not going to say this is 100% a thing, but I think the SNES ports of Dragon Quest did the same thing. Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3, they did the same contextual button.
Tantegel, I know that town.
Yep, you're in the town of Tantegel now.
Oh, I'm trying to remember which one was Tantegel.
It was the last area in Builders.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Because
Because Builders kind of goes backwards.
Well, yeah, because if you go outside real quick... That's the Dragon Lord's castle right over there.
Yeah.
Just right across the way. Just
Yeah.
going like, hey, just right here. There's the end game, but you can't reach me yet.
And I remember in Builders that the map did actually reflect the map of Dragon Quest 1.
Yeah.
If you pieced the areas together and looked at where they were. And that was a thing. It was right there, and you had to build the bridge over to them. That's the inn.
That's the end. I don't...
3. Oh, that's not much.
Not really. Oh, this is the...
I don't want to do anything.
I think they call it... Oh, it's the Rainbow
It's a bank.
Bank, something like that, yeah.
Oh, I remember the poison marshes too.
Go back to the drawer in there.
The drawer?
Yeah,
Oh.
the dresser drawer. A Chimera Wing.
Ooh.
Now you can just come back to the castle whenever you want.
Once.
Once, yes.
Yeah, wait a minute. Leave me alone.
Yep, now she's following you now.
Here, go hang out with this guy.
Well, you would see it right away. It's like the game was designed to show it off to you for some
Mhm.
reason.
Item shop.
Yep.
Ooh, fancy. Unlimited uses.
It's, strangely enough, the first accessory you find in the Dragon Quest series. Because it actually does add some strength
Oh, it's an
to your...
accessory. Okay.
Yeah. It's just,
yeah, I'll buy that.
weirdly, it never feels like it because it's like you didn't kind of equip it in the original. You just went into your items, and I think you're at the Chimera Wing. Yeah, and then you just equip it, and it adds some strength to you.
Just like Earthbound.
And just like Earthbound, you do have a limited inventory.
Just like Earthbound. Get out of my way.
I'm starting to think Dragon Quest was a quintessential game for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, dost thou have proof?
Not really. I mean, the king said I was. I don't even have any proof. The king just thinks I am. Go talk to the king about it. He has more proof than I do. Ah, the liar. I'm gonna have so many memories coming back. Specifically from Builders.
I mean, it helps. It's basically, if you ever get cursed, he'll take it off for you.
No. Ooh. Can I talk to you?
Nope. Oh, he tells you Gallon Home?
I know that place.
Yeah, and you just heard about a bard named Gallon, just literally before you talked to him.
Let's see, is there anything else for me to rob while I'm here?
But it's full of nothing but curse energy. Uh-oh.
There's nothing in there to rob. No, look at me. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let's see. Building with a door that's locked. Guy up here sleeping on the job.
He's probably drunk.
He's just drunk. Don't worry about him.
Or dying.
Probably drunk.
Did you talk to that soldier?
This one?
No, very top.
Think I did?
Oh yeah. The bridges. So in this game, bridges are basically your way of going like, here's the new enemy loadout. I hope you're ready.
And that's probably similar to how the areas were divided up in builders.
Yeah, because here's the thing with Dragon Quest. I love this game. Oh my goodness, it is hard to get into because the opening hour...
Boy, an Oaken Club.
Yeah, because the opening hour is basically, alright, how much are you willing to grind up for?
Man, I got nothing. I am literally naked.
Yeah, you're literally naked right now. I don't know how you have an armor sprite. Ooh, fun fact, in the original NES version, I don't know if it applies to the Famicom version, but I remember in the NES version, your sprite, when you first start, you're just going around, you know, just doing your little sprite movement and everything. When you get a weapon, a sword is added to this sprite. When you get an armor, a shield is added to... When you get, like, a shield is added to a sprite. And I always thought, like, they didn't have to, but it's fun just to know that they just went, like, let's add this to the sprite, as if it's just your way of understanding that you finally have something equipped there, instead of just going around punching something randomly.
Alright, now I am broke, but equipped.
And make sure you are actually equipped with them.
Yeah, I did. It did in the shop menu.
Neat.
Oh, I already have a bamboo spear. When did I get that?
I think you got it from the chest, or you just started with
Well, I'm
it.
gonna go sell it.
Is it worse than what you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worse than the Open Club.
Heck yeah, $5. Alright. Time to go grind for 10 years.
Oh, that's pretty much it.
That lady still following me?
Nope, she stopped.
Oh, thank
She
God.
only stays in the town. So it's best, like, not to talk to her again.
Look, I want to get some figuring out. There we go. Look at him! Her. Look at her!
Not the one. We'll get to the one when the other one shows up. But we're going to have a discussion about that one when that
Oh
one
man,
shows
sound
up.
effects are great. I love it!
And attain 4 gold coins.
Yeah. Same as builders. The orange slime was the she slime.
Yep.
I remember that.
Call them red slimes originally.
Hmm.
Which is weird because they were originally just orange. You don't have spells yet.
Yeah.
Oh, could you go into your status menu real quick? Because this one has weird stats for a while. So you notice you don't really have a lot of stats. You have strength, agility, and resilience.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. You don't have any intelligence, wisdom, that kind of thing. And it's weird because, like, strength mostly stays the same throughout the series. Like, I don't think there's anything that goes different throughout the entirety of the series.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes a long time for them to really put in the defense stat that makes sense. Because your agility adds as much to your defense as resilience does.
That's weird.
Because agility just kind of is that whole, like, you dodge stuff kind of thing.
That's like AC.
Yeah, it's basically...
That's probably why they did it, because
yeah,
D&D,
your agility
which
kind
I've
of...
always hated how D&D handles defense.
Because your agility kind of matters as much as your defense, because if you just don't get hit, there's no point to defense. I could literally just bring up the page and try to explain it to you, but it is such a, like... It makes sense for the context of the game, but I hate what it does.
Yeah, I saw that and I thought, okay, strength, that's your base damage, and then equipment adds to that to determine how much your attack is. I get that.
Alright.
Look at that boy!
Have you ever seen Yuji Hoри's original
I have.
plan for this thing?
It looks like it was something out of a D&D book. It looks like a splat on the ground of...
It is 100% like an almost Western wizardry Ultima kind of thing. And then he went to Toriyama and went like, here's my example.
Draw me a slime.
And Toriyama came up with this little Hershey drop, teardrop, beautiful little boy, girl, whatever they are, that is so ubiquitous with everything that the reason that you don't fight bugs at the beginning of most RPGs is because this little boy showed up and slimes are just everywhere because everyone is chasing the high of this beautiful little creature right here.
What a lovely boy.
Those eyes, that smile, that perfect
one-shotted
little thing started a franchise,
Oh, the
basically.
she slime is actually stronger than the regular slime.
Yeah, the she slime is the stronger version. It's like, I don't think you understand how much that creature design made an industry.
Yeah, you really have to understand that literally everything that this game does, that you think, oh wow, what like a standard amongst video games. It's a standard because this game did it first. Every single thing you see in here that you go, oh yeah, other games do that, they do it because of this game.
It's like,
Get wrecked!
again, Sugiyama, asterisk. Basically, the reason so much video game music works out the way it does now is because Sugiyama was attached to this project. And, like, he added prestige to the entirety of this thing. And
Yeah, you think of, like, video game music, even. And very few times did you get a musician that actually put, like, music in the game. Usually it's just, like, a quick 5-10 second long and then you're good.
Not ignoring the fact that they actually put work behind the music, but we're just saying that, like,
Yeah.
in terms of a lot...
It was different. Like, they didn't think of it that way.
Like, Sugiyama, again, asterisk, he led an orchestra. He was a conductor of an orchestra. He knew how to work music.